One time we were playing D&D, and Logan was playing a sorcerer named Yantazit, who was kind of like insane.
No, his backstory, again, like the one, I always write really long ones, but he was an explorer and a spelunker who was interested in like ancient arcane knowledge, and he came across this stone that melded his mind with some like ancient god, so he's half normal person, half ancient malicious god, and basically I play him as an insane guy who does whatever I want him to do.
So, and he's also like wild magic sorcerer, so...
Yeah, he doesn't expect anything that happens to happen.
Right, so he's in a party with a dwarf barbarian, a centaur bard. You guys were in the elemental plane of Earth, and there was a part of the city that led outwards into a portal to the Feywild, and you head out to the forest. As you're going through the forest, you find this cave. You went to the cave, and it went downwards, and all you knew is that there was something that you had to do here. I don't really remember what the quest objective was, but I know you guys had to go into the dungeon. It doesn't matter.
We were hunting like something.
You're hunting something. You don't know what it is. It's killing people. You gotta stop it. So you go into the dungeon. It's a circular cave entrance. You start heading down. And as soon as you start going down, it becomes steeper and steeper and steeper, and there's no stairs. So you guys like slip down and you land inside. There's no way out unless you guys can fly.
Yeah.
You are in this beautiful lobby, and the lobby.
It was like well kept, super clean.
Well, here's the thing. It was really clean, mostly, but the floor was like waxed.
Yeah.
It was incredibly clean, and everybody's like, okay, who cares? We're just in this dungeon. And there's 4 ways to go. And so everybody goes to the room on the right, and they go in there, and there's like bodies and stuff. You have to fight it. But the floor is still in here is really clean. And everyone's like, I keep saying it. They're like, you enter the
totally
room.
Did.
It's really cold. It smells kind of bad. The floor is really clean.
And we were just like, shut up about the goddamn
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like super fancy. It was just like clean.
But I was playing a character who was blatantly psychotic, so he like didn't care about the aesthetic. He was too busy making puns, because...
So then in the next room, there was a library, and they go in there, and the books are really high up. And the floor is really clean, and you guys step in there, and there's floor traps. It's like, gosh dang it, the floor is trapped. And they come back in the middle of the room, and there's this huge door in this room. I forgot to explain. And there's a key that goes into the door, and they can't find the key anywhere. They go to every single room. Every single room has really clean floors, floor traps, and there's nothing, and they can't find anything. They find another key, it doesn't work.
We were not paying attention. I think the dwarven fighter that we had was checking for inconsistencies in the walls, like all the stones along the side. He's like, is there anything, are there any buttons, like when was this made?
Right.
And you kept describing the floor.
Exactly, and so Logan just turns to me, and
We were in the key room at this point, and everyone was just like stumped. We were like, what the fuck do we do here?
And you just turned to me, and in Yantazit's voice, you were just like, I take a shit on the floor! And I was like, okay. And everybody started laughing. We were like, what are you doing?
He's the sorcerer. He's like in a white tattered robe, so he just like lifts it up, squats, and just fucking shits.
So there's a turd on the floor in the very clean room, and fortunately for him, this was the solve to the puzzle, as coming out from one of the rooms is a gelatinous cube with a key in the middle.
They were trying to come up with like 100 different ideas, like maybe this ring we found earlier is the key, maybe... I was just sitting there like, it was boring to me, so I was like, what would Yantazit do? He'd shit on the clean floor.
So the gelatinous cube pretty much acted as like a Roomba, and it comes over to the poop, and it just destroys it, and they're like, oh, okay, it's just stupid. They kill the gelatinous cube, they get the key, they go to the next room, and in the next room is a beholder.
That's right.
As is beholders don't have feet, they float everywhere, and gelatinous cube didn't trigger any of the traps because it wasn't heavy enough.
Oh, yeah.
So it could clean the floors, and the beholder never stepped on the floor ever, so the floors would just remain very clean. And that's the story of how Yantazit pooped on the floor and solved the puzzle to a dungeon.
If you're insane, everything works out for you.